Hello, Home Slices. It's Kier with Home Slice Adulting coming to you with my review for Netflix's The Circle, Season 3, Episode 5, entitled The Real Michelle. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share this with somebody who you think will enjoy it. But in the meantime, I'm thinking this is going to be a quick little review. This episode only has like a few little interesting parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through the little Netflix so I can be reminded of what's going on the show. So where we left off is we have Kay on her way to see the remaining Michelle. They got rid of her because they just really didn't know and didn't feel that she could be trusted. And so recall that Kay volunteered to go and confront this particular Michelle to their faces, in which she shows up. She is in utter disbelief that it is Ava and Chanel, people who they already got rid of. So we got rid of y'all mofos already, which I think is good. Do y'all consider what they did catfishing? Initially, Ava was Ava, but she also had a +1. To me, that's catfishing. But then when they took over Michelle's body, basically, invasion of the body snatchers, they for sure was catfishing. So, ready to get them out of there. So the biggest problem that comes across in this particular episode is that Chanel decides to throw a grenade into the circle. And the worst part of that is that Kay is on the receiving end. So we start to see some of the departing videos. And so everyone's shocked to see that both Ava and Chanel actually still played the game. They are brought up to date on the whole cloning situation and whatnot. And then we also see, in that little confession, Chanel throws some salt into the circle game by saying, hey, everything is not what it seems. And my thought is, because Chanel is obviously an immature hangers-on, that she just threw salt in the game just to be messy. I don't know that Chanel has really witnessed anybody else in the show be who they didn't say that they were. So, anyways, with that little tidbit, Nick's wheels start turning, and he assumes that because Kay is the person who went to see her, that she is the catfish. And under normal circumstances, that logic would be true, right? Until Kay confesses to the fact that she was the person who volunteered to go and get rid of Michelle. That's the only thing that people are forgetting, because Roxana and Kay, even though they both are who they say they are, it doesn't make sense for a catfish to volunteer to get rid of somebody in person if knowing that the people who are leaving will be doing a video. There's no reason for Kay to volunteer to do that if she's a catfish, knowing that these people that she's getting ready to block have nothing to lose and will throw salt in her game anyway. So that's the one piece that everybody's kind of missing. But then we also see a message from the real Michelle, and everyone's like kind of regretful, but not for long. They're just happy that they still have a chance at $100,000. So, next up, everyone's all in the chat together. Again, there's some doubt sprinkled around Kay, but nobody kind of brings it up. The one thing I will say is that Kay didn't do a good job of defending herself. And there's something about her that, like, she has been the person that has been at the head of getting rid of other people. She has been an influencer a lot. And so for me, I think that she's gotten too comfortable in the influencer position and doesn't think that she could fall. And that's why she has not been defending herself as much as she should have. Because she definitely should have jumped in and said, I don't know what the hell Chanel was talking about, but I volunteered to go and talk with them and let Roxana enjoy the fact that she was the number one influencer. So why would I, if I were a catfish, volunteer to go do that knowing that they leave behind these types of messages? So I don't think she defended herself enough. I think she thought that her current standing was good enough, and I don't think that that is true. So anyway, the wolf pack has a little chat. The wolf pack for now is Daniel, Calvin, and Nick, who are all who they say they are. And Nick wants to invite Jackson to the party, to be another member of the wolf pack. Interestingly enough, both Calvin and Daniel don't want Jackson to be in the wolf pack. And because they are, I don't know, passive aggressive or emotionally dishonest, I don't know. For whatever reason, they both say it's okay when one of them is actually hoping that the other person is like, nah, man, like leave Jackson over there to the side, right? So Nick is kind of like in bro mode, but I think he has an ulterior motive, and I think part of that is trying to make sure that Jackson doesn't squeeze in on Isabella, okay? Because now you have two marginally attractive white men who can have access to the white ladies on the show. So anyways, so they end up inviting Jackson to the chat, and Jackson doesn't really add anything because Jackson is actually a girl who, I think her name is Rachel, but I don't remember. And so the girl who's pretending to be Jackson is so busy trying to be a bro, or like so busy trying to convince people that she wants to form this alliance, or that she's with them to the end, or that she's trying to fit in and hashtag this and hashtag that she does not really answer the questions about romantic interest. And one of the things that Daniel did very smartly was say, like, how can I be of help, when it comes to the ladies? And Jackson didn't even say a love interest. Men on these types of shows, single men on these types of shows, are so predictable. They're super predictable. You know why? Because they always looking for the ladies. And so for Jackson to be a single individual and not mention nary a lady that he's interested in is a red flag. And so Calvin has picked up on that. I don't know that Nick or Daniel have picked up on that either, really. All Nick knows is that Jackson didn't express interest in anyone in particular. So next up, we have the ladies, or the ladies plus the catfish. We have Kay, Roxana, and Ashley, who was played by a dude. I think his name is Matthew. I'm not 100% sure. But they're all having a conversation. They are forming a stronger alliance. Look, let me tell y'all something. They need to get better at their strategy, okay? We can't just be talking about stuff. I would bring up lady stuff, okay? Because when you have a group chat full of ladies, y'all are all supposed to have something like a similar experience. And nobody's really asking the hard questions. Like, I can't believe I have to wear a bra on this show. Like, things along those lines that'll help you. I mean, the catfish who are playing the opposite gender are the easiest to catch. And so you just have to put out the right bait. That's what I'll say. And so I'm disappointed that nobody has really done that. But anyways, their alliance gets stronger. Moving on. So Isabella does a private chat with Calvin, and it turns into a very like wingman situation. Isabella starts to kind of flirt or the person who's playing Isabella, whose name I can't remember, but she's very bad at it, and quickly switches gears to say that she's the most interested in Nick, which I think was a good move on her part. And so Calvin is like, go for it. So who cares? Whatever, moving on. Next up, there's the band chat. No, so this part is just kind of stupid and unfortunate because Nick feels like, well, no, you know what? Nick, I think, is playing the game, right? Nick is playing the game. He's strategizing and whatnot. And so he thinks that because Jackson and Isabella are the new people, they are the least influenced by Kay. Calvin is also into Kay, so he's not finna switch sides. And then there's also Ashley, who up until now has kind of really played the middle a little bit. So I think strategy-wise, Nick picked a good group of people to kind of rally behind this idea that Kay might be a catfish. And so basically he puts it out there. There's an elephant in the room, and everybody else, Isabella and Jackson, or the people who are playing Isabella and Jackson, are like, I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And here goes Ashley, again, playing the fence. People who play the fence never win. That's my thought. And so Ashley is forming this alliance, but people notice that the person playing Ashley, who I think is Matthew, didn't really pick a side. All he said was like, yay, the band for life. The only problem is that Nick has brought together a band of catfish, is what he did. The only people who are catfish are the ones that he has put as part of his group. His catfish radar is way off. And so next up, we see they play a game where they have to rap battle each other. Nobody's rhymes were fresh, per se. What I will say is that I was worried, and rightfully so, that the Kay versus Nick situation, Kay was not going to go hard enough, because Nick inevitably was going to bring up the fact that he thought that she was a catfish. And I knew that was going to happen. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. As like serious foreshadowing. So Kay's, also a lot of them started off with bubblegum raps. They basically did them in order of like how hard the raps went. And so we start off with Daniel and Roxana. And Roxana and Daniel were like doing little play taps. Like they weren't going hard at all. So Roxana won easy. And then there was Ashley versus Isabella. Isabella got a little mean with it. Then it was Nick versus Kay. I don't know. First off, Lil Yachty actually has a good way about him. I don't listen to his music. I actually think his music is horrible. But seeing him on this show, seeing him in this capacity, you can tell that he's like intelligent. You can tell that he has some type of, I don't know, PR training or whatever. He actually did a good job hosting this part of the show. I actually enjoyed that. And you could tell that he actually is a kind of studied musician. And I know he wrote like songs for City Girls and whatnot, but you could tell as he was talking about rhyme schemes and stuff like that, it was a good look for him. I'll say that. So I was impressed by Lil Yachty. But anyways, yeah, Ashley and Isabella, who cares? Kay and Nick were the most interesting, but then who else? Calvin versus Jackson was there too. And so whatever, they were winners. Who cares? Moving on. I will say Roxana looked cute in her little get up. At the end of the show, we have a private chat between Calvin and Kay. They do something that I have never seen done before on the circle. They are able to share photos with each other from their profiles. So I thought that was cute. They are forming a bond. Hashtag real recognize real. And they are feeling each other. it's interesting. Kay comes across, Calvin wears his heart on his sleeve, I'll say. And what I mean by that is that he's obviously into her. Kay, on the other hand, is like playing her cards close to the vest. And by that I mean that she's attracted to him, but there's something there that she's like, it feels like she's a little bit hesitant. She doesn't seem to be as into him as he is into her. That's my take on the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But they send these half nude photos of each other, and I think they would be a great couple. So yeah, that's that. So that's it for my review for this particular episode. It was good. I'm praying to sweet baby Jesus that Kay still has enough influencer juice to not go, because I really like Kay and I would not be mad if she won the whole thing. Also, I like Calvin. Calvin could win and I wouldn't be mad. Nick is annoying to me and I don't like him. Also, I don't really care for any of the catfish. I wouldn't be that mad if Daniel won, but I don't know if he has the strategic prowess to get it done. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below and let me know what you thought about this particular episode of The Circle. Peace out, home slices.